asking, because Skip's like the rest of us. He believes Brittney Griner said effing white girl. And now he's asking the WNBA, are you going to...
In an interview with Outkick's Dan Zakrzewski, Griner shut it down. I would never say that. There's no place for that in our league. I was mad about a call. She doubled down, insisting I wouldn't use that type of language. Okay, fair, but here's where it gets sticky. The WNBA, they've said nothing, nada, zilch.
Really ignore this? And if it was the other way around, what would you be doing right now? This is a very high-profile name, now putting some actual heat.
Not a peep about an investigation, a fine, or even a we're looking into it. It's like they saw the clip, shrugged, and went back to designing new jerseys. Skip pounced on that silence like a cat on a laser pointer, calling it cowardice with a press badge. He argued the league's too busy protecting Griner's brand, her resilience, her story, her untouchable status, to hold her accountable. And if the roles were reversed? If Clark had said something similar? Skip says it'd be game over. Suspensions, sponsor backlash, the works. Here's where it gets real though. This isn't just about what Griner said or didn't say. It's about the WNBA's growing pains.
I don't know for sure what was going on with what cameras caught Brittney Griner saying on the bench after she had fouled out against Caitlin Clark's Fever in Atlanta. I waited to comment on this until the NBA.
Caitlin Clark isn't just a player. She's a rebrand, a chance to take the league from niche to mainstream. She's pulling in fans who didn't know the WNBA existed before she showed up. But that spotlight, it's making some veterans squint. Griner's been grinding for over a decade, racking up accolades while the league begged for attention. Now Clark waltzes in, and suddenly arenas are sold out, and her face is on every highlight reel. It's not jealousy, okay, maybe a little, it's more like a territorial grunt. Griner's foul, intentional or not, felt like a welcome to the league elbow, a reminder that the old guard still runs the show. And the league's silence, it's like they're saying, let the vets handle it. Except handling it looked a lot like Caitlin getting flattened like a pancake on a griddle.
The WNBA was able to investigate it. I wanted them to issue a statement about it, but we have heard nothing from the WNBA, absolutely nothing. And Brittney Griner has not commented.
Skip's not wrong to call out the double standard. If Clark had thrown a similar hit or said something remotely close to what Griner's accused of, the internet would have erupted like Mount Vesuvius. Headlines would scream, "Rookie menace," and talking heads would demand sensitivity training. But because it's Griner, a veteran, a survivor, a media darling, the narrative shifts to, she's passionate, or it was just a bad call. Skip's point, delivered with all the subtlety of a foghorn, is that the WNBA can't have it both ways. You can't preach no place for hate while ignoring a viral clip that's got fans screaming racism. You can't sell Clark as your shiny new star while letting her take hits that belong in a boxing ring. It's like trying to sell a sports car with a flat tire. Good luck getting anywhere fast. Now let's talk about the fans, because they're the ones keeping this fire alive. X is a battlefield with posts ranging from Griner's racist, suspend her, to y'all are reaching, she was mad at the refs. One user, and SurfBro619, went off.
That would be an immediate suspension, if not, Skip Bayless says, a career-ending statement for the white girl. Can you imagine? Now, seriously, can you imagine? Now, remember, before we move on to...
I started watching WNBA when Caitlin joined, but letting Griner slide for racist remarks proves they don't care about their star. Another, a Right Angle News, claimed the WNBA refused to investigate Griner's racially charged remarks. Meanwhile, Griner's defenders are out here like, she's been through enough, leave her alone. It's like watching two sides of a family reunion argue over who gets the last piece of pie. Except the pie's a viral video and everyone's got a fork. The media's not helping. Outkick, the outlet that finally got Griner to talk, got slammed by NBC's Natalie Esquire, who called their questioning disingenuous and said they shouldn't be credentialed. Outkick's response? They've been denied WNBA credentials repeatedly, allegedly because they're too critical of the league. Sounds like the WNBA's less interested in transparency and more into playing gatekeeper with the press.
To the audio and everything else. Remember, the WNBA has come out numerous times. There's no place for hate. There's no place for racism in our league. Oh, what? It went from she didn't say that.
Skip, of course, loved this. He called the media covering the WNBA propagandists, not journalists, for dodging the Griner question like it's a hot potato. And honestly, he's got a point. If a clip with millions of views doesn't spark a single official statement, what's the league hiding? A bad call or a bad precedent? Let's zoom out for a second. The WNBA's at a crossroads. They've got a chance to go big. Clark's bringing in fans, boosting ratings, and making the league relevant in a way it hasn't been in years. But instead of embracing it, some players are acting like she crashed their private party. Griner's hit, whether it was about Clark or not, feels like a symptom of a bigger issue. A league struggling to balance its gritty, veteran-driven culture with its shiny new star power. Skip's not just calling out Griner. He's calling out a system that's scared to evolve, scared to upset the OGs, scared to admit that Clark's popularity isn't a threat, it's a lifeline. And when you let a moment like this slide, you're not just ignoring a foul, you're ignoring the future. So, where do we land? Griner says she didn't say it. The WNBA's playing mute.
All without an investigation, and all of us here in Indy were saying, wait, we get painted as racist by this psychopath, Angel Reese, damn near every time her and her...
It's a warm May evening in Atlanta, and the Indiana Fever are in town to face the Atlanta Dream. Caitlin Clark, the 23-year-old sharpshooter from Iowa, is the talk of the league. She's not just a rookie, she's a cultural phenomenon, a player who's got fans packing arenas like it's a Black Friday sale at Target. Her jump shots are smoother than a jazz playlist, her passes are crisper than fresh lettuce, and her vibe screams, "I'm here to make the WNBA must-see TV." But across the court stands Brittney Griner, a 9-time All-Star, Olympic gold medalist, and one of the most dominant forces in women's basketball history.
Psychotic teammates come to town, and then we got to hear, oh, we want a safe place. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? Brittney Griner, effing white girl, is racist as...
Griner's not just a player. She's a legend with a backstory heavier than a barbell. From her 2022 detainment in Russia to her triumphant return to the WNBA, she's been through more plot twists than a Netflix thriller. The game's humming along, layups, steals, the usual. But in the fourth quarter, things take a turn. Griner, already on 5 fouls, goes airborne, hitting Natasha Howard with a force that makes NFL linebackers wince. The ref blows the whistle, calls her 6th foul, and just like that, Griner's done for the night. She storms to the bench, her face a mix of frustration and fury, like she just got a parking ticket on her birthday. The cameras, ever nosy, zoom in, and that's when the internet's eagle-eyed detectives go to work. A clip surfaces, slowed down to CSI-level scrutiny, and lip readers swear Griner-mouthed, "fucking white girl." The video spreads like wildfire, amplified by conservative activist Riley Gaines. And suddenly, this isn't just a basketball moment, it's a culture war. The viral clip, "What did she say?"
Hell, why's it got to be about white? How many times have you heard that the other way? Why's it got to be about black people? Why's it got to be about white girl if you have no racist bone?
Let's talk about that clip, because it's the spark that lit this dumpster fire. The footage is grainy, the audio's non-existent, and it's like trying to solve a crime with a Polaroid from 1995. Some fans on X are convinced Griner said, "Thing white girl," pointing to the way her lips move and the context of her frustration. Others, like former ESPN analyst Jameli Hill, argue she said, "Thing whack call," blaming the refs for a bad whistle. The debate rages like a Reddit thread with 10,000 upvotes, with fans dissecting every frame like it's the Zapruder film of women's basketball. Here's the problem. Nobody knows for sure. Without clear audio, it's all speculation, like trying to guess the flavor of a mystery dum-dum lollipop. But speculation's the internet's favorite sport, and X is the Olympic Stadium. Posts like All Right Angle News claim the WNBA refuses to investigate Griner's racially charged remarks, while ASurfBro619 vents, "I started watching WNBA when Caitlin joined, but letting Griner slide proves they don't care about their star." Griner's defenders, meanwhile, are out here like, "She was mad at the refs, not Clark. Y'all are reaching."
that she fouled out of the game and proceeded to get caught mouthing effing white girl. And the world all saw it. Now, some people tried to claim that it was effing whack call. I'm sorry, I don't see that.
It's like watching two sides of a family reunion argue over who gets the last slice of pie, except the pie's a viral clip and everyone's wielding a fork. Enter Skip Bayless, the 73-year-old sports talk titan who's built a career on hot takes so scorching they could melt your AirPods. Skip didn't just watch the clip, he studied it, like he was prepping for a PhD in lip reading. On his show he declared, "That's girl, not call. Tell me I'm wrong." And with that, he didn't just join the conversation, he hijacked it, strapped it to a rocket, and launched it into the stratosphere. Skip's not here to play mediator. He's here to throw gasoline on the fire and roast marshmallows over the flames. Skip Bayless, the human flamethrower. Let's give Skip his flowers, or maybe his flamethrower, because that's his weapon of choice. The man's been stirring pots since flip phones were a thing, turning every sports moment into a Shakespearean drama with sneakers. Love him or hate him, Skip's got a knack for spotting a crack in the sports world's armor and jamming a crowbar in it. When he saw Griner's outburst, he didn't see a foul. He saw a scandal, a chance to call out the WNBA's double standards and light up the league's carefully curated image.
In the video at all. And of course, that happened all at the same time, and oddly enough, even though the video caught fire when Riley Gaines shared the video of Brittney Griner making
Skip went on air, armed with a microphone and a thesaurus full of shade, and dropped a nuke in a teacup. If Caitlin Clark had called Griner FE-podding black girl, he said, the league would have thrown her out faster than you can say suspension. So why is it crickets when it's Griner? Oof, that's the kind of line that makes you spill your coffee. He didn't stop there, accusing the WNBA of protecting Griner because she's a media-protected unicorn, a player whose resilience narrative shields her from criticism. According to Skip, the league's silence isn't neutrality. It's cowardice with a press badge, a refusal to hold a veteran accountable while they let their shiny new star take hits harder than a dodgeball game. Skip's not just throwing shade, he's building a case, connecting dots like he's Sherlock Holmes with a sports contract. He points to Griner's return from Russia in 2022, which was treated like a royal resurrection, complete with magazine covers and standing ovations. Since then, he argues, she's been untouchable, a player you can't criticize without being labeled a hater, a misogynist, or worse. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, the rookie with more hype than a Marvel trailer, gets slammed, literally and figuratively, and the league shrugs like it's just another Tuesday. Skip's point?
Appearing, in my opinion, to say white girls. So we asked the WNBA, are you investigating Brittney Griner? We've asked the Atlanta Dream, what did Brittney Griner say? We've asked Brittney Griner's representatives, what did you say here? She's made zero comment. As a sports media company, we decided, okay, we'll go to the games.
The WNBA can't preach no place for hate while ignoring a viral clip that's got fans screaming racism. It's like trying to sell a sports car with a flat tire. Good luck getting anywhere fast. The foul heard round the world. Let's zoom in on the foul itself because it's the body slam that started this soap opera. Griner, already on 5 fouls, goes airborne, hitting Natasha Howard with a force that could knock the wind out of a rhinoceros. The ref calls her 6th foul, sending her to the bench, and the cameras catch her storming off, muttering something. The hit wasn't on Clark, let's be clear, but Clark was nearby, probably wondering if she accidentally signed up for a contact sport. The play was brutal, the kind of thing that makes you wince and check your own ribs for sympathy pain. Griner's defenders argue it was just veteran savvy, a hard play in a gritty game. Sure, and Godzilla was just trying to cross the street. That wasn't savvy. It was a forearm shiver that screamed, I'm not here to make friends. The ref's call was fair, but Griner's reaction, that's where things get messy. If she was mad at the refs, fine. Players curse out calls all the time. But if she said what some fans think she said, it's a whole different ballgame. The phrase, fucking white girl, isn't just trash talk. It's a loaded term that drags race into a sport already navigating tricky cultural waters. The WNBA's response? Silence. Nada. Zilch. Not a single press release, investigation, or even a, we're looking into it.
Credential for a game on the West Coast? No. credential, and we requested a credential now for a game on the East Coast. No, this is a top-down decision. The WNBA has decided they're not going to credential Outkick because we are being too critical of their athletes, of their coaches, and
It's like they saw the clip, shrugged, and went back to designing new merch. Skip pounced on that silence like a cat on a laser pointer, arguing the league's too busy protecting Griner's brand, her resilience, her story, her status, to hold her accountable. And if the roles were reversed? If Clark had said something similar? Skip says it'd be game over, suspensions, sponsor backlash, CNN breaking into their coverage with a blonde menace alert. Caitlin Clark, the rookie in the crosshairs. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark because she's the heart of this storm. The 23-year-old Iowa native isn't just a player, she's a rebrand, a walking billboard for the WNBA's future. Her college career at Iowa was a masterclass in hype, with record-breaking performances and a smile that could sell toothpaste. When she joined the Fever in 2024, she brought fans who didn't know the WNBA existed, packing arenas and boosting ratings like she's got a magic wand. She's got Gatorade ads, sellout crowds, and more social media followers than some NBA stars. In short, she's the league's golden ticket, the kind of player who could turn a Tuesday night game into a cultural event. But that shine comes with a target. Clark's been taking hits, literal and figurative, since she stepped into the league. Veterans like Griner and Angel Reese have called out her hype, with Reese famously saying, "It ain't just one kid from Iowa."
Respectfully, Brittney Griner was in a Russian prison. You would think that somebody who is now
Implying Clark's getting too much credit for the league's surge. The May 22nd foul wasn't on Clark, but it felt personal, like a welcome to the league elbow from the old guard. Clark, to her credit, didn't whine. She got up, dusted herself off, and probably started doing mental math on how to survive her rookie season without ending up in a full-body cast. But the hits keep coming. On the court, she's getting banged up. Off it, she's dodging narratives that paint her as entitled or overrated. Skip's argument is that Clark's being sabotaged, not mentored. The WNBA wants her star power, but isn't protecting her from veterans who see her as a threat. Griner's foul, whether it was about Clark or not, felt like a territorial grunt, a reminder that the old guard still.
back in America on home soil would not have too much to complain.